Some of the biggest Olympic stories don't begin on the podium. They begin early mornings in unseen work, with bruised hands, decision to keep going when nobody's watching. I'm Zara Durrani, and you're watching On Location Vancouver, brought to you with the support of TELUS STORYHIVE. Today, I get the opportunity to sit down with Vancouver-based award-winning producer Tyson Hepburn, founder of Tyson Media, to talk about Redemption Run, his new docu-series following the Canadian Bobsleigh Team on the road to the 2026 Milano Cortina Winter Olympics. We're getting into what it takes to make the series, why this story mattered, and how Tyson's career in unscripted storytelling led him to one of Canada's most high-stakes sports. Let's go and speak with Tyson Hepburn. Tyson, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to let you tell us about Redemption Run.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So Redemption Run is a 3-part series for CBC and CBC Gem, following the men's and women's Olympic bobsleigh team as they prepare for the 2026 upcoming Olympic Games. We actually started this project many years ago in development, but we started filming production in October, November 2024. So it was quite a long cycle, actually. And so we shot, from October basically to almost June.
Incredible. And we were watching some trailers just before we started filming. Really incredible. This is something that you're producing, Tyson Media is producing from scratch, from the get-go. And today is the day when the athletes who get to go to Milan, to go to Cortina, they were announced today. Like we were seeing it all over socials, all over the news. What is it like to see these athletes get announced, to be part of this journey, you know, filming all this behind the scenes?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big day for a lot of these athletes, you know, for the best, and unfortunately for some of the athletes for, you know, the worst, in fact, because some of them did not make the team. So, and some beautiful, amazing people that we filmed with, in fact, didn't make the final team. But I mean, that's sports, right? I mean, it's pro sports, it's the Olympics, right? So, you know, so I feel great for the people that got to make the team, and for a few of the folks that featured in the documentary that didn't make the team. I hope that for those folks, this show ends up being, you know, a nice piece for them to remember you know, their experience by, right? You know, okay, they didn't make it to the games, but they got to participate in a pretty cool show and tell their story through our Redemption Run, which, you know, in the course of the show.
What does redemption mean to you personally?
Yeah, so redemption to me, I guess, is, in a sense, it's unfinished business, right? It's essentially something in your life, if it's in the sports world or in another part of your life, that it didn't quite go the way that it was supposed to go, right? And so redemption is your shot to change, to fix, to evolve, you know? And so obviously everyone has their own definition of redemption, right? So for the show, it's Redemption Run from a program perspective, you know? This Bobsleigh Canada program has been through a huge turmoil, right? Well publicized. And they are finally rebuilding again, right? So the program is rebuilding, you know? And then the athletes, each of these athletes has their own redemption story, you know, because a lot of them, if they're you know, nobody grows up to be a bobsledder, or most of them don't grow up trying to be a bobsledder, right? They grow up with their eye on a different sport, you know, if that's football, rugby, shot put, track and field, you know, whatever it is. They grow up wanting to do this other sport, and then for whatever reason, they find their way to bobsleigh, right? Something, you know, maybe goes wrong in maybe, you know, in their sporting program, they get injured, they don't quite make it, whatever. Bobsleigh is the second chance. It's the second opportunity to get to that top point.
Why bobsleigh? Like, where did this inspiration come from to focus on this sport?
Yeah. I mean, so I did have a great connection with a friend, Justin Cripps, who's an amazing Olympic champion, friend of mine, great guy. So this idea originated through him. But it wasn't just a friendship. Obviously, it had to be a smart business decision for our company. And we needed to know that this was going to make really good TV, you know? And they call bobsleigh Formula One on ice, right? And they call bobsleigh Formula One on ice for a reason, right? It's fast. It's a track. There's injuries. There's big competition. There's crashes. It's an exciting sport.
Much more scary than, I mean, watching your guys' cuts. It looks phenomenal. Like, absolutely phenomenal. More dangerous than Formula One, I would even say.
I mean, I think because Formula One I don't know the statistics on that, but I know that bobsleigh is very dangerous. And I know that we captured a lot of really crazy content in the course of making our show, you know, a lot of crazy content, you know, so it was a real journey to get this thing done.
Now the show is filmed here in our backyard in BC in Whistler. Viewers who are either BC based or around Canada, tell us about some locations that we'll see, you know, any place that you went to that you didn't get to explore that you can't wait to go back.
I mean, this show was a truly Canadian production. It was a truly BC production, but it was also an international show. So we filmed a lot at the Whistler Sliding Center, you know, which is the fastest circuit, the fastest track in the world, you know. So it was amazing to film there. They gave us full access. They were so incredible with us. They gave us access to all their footage, all their content. And so we filmed a lot of that track. Yeah, it was great. And it was like the most exciting place to film. And then we also got a chance to, you know, we filmed in Calgary at their headquarters, right? Where Bobsleigh Canada's, the Canadian Sport Institute, right around where the former bobsled track used to be. They shut that down. So we filmed quite a few days in Calgary. We filmed the bulk of our show in Whistler, and then we also got a chance to go on site with them. We filmed in Altenburg, Germany, right? So we filmed in Altenburg, Germany, which is a really interesting old school track that was formerly East Germany. So it was like Russian, Soviet, Germany. It was built by the Soviets like in the 80s, and it's like hasn't been changed since. It's like super old school and crazy looking. And then we also filmed in Lake Placid, New York for World Championships.
Is there a particular moment or conversation or an episode that you're like, hey, you gotta like watch this one because this is the heart of Redemption Run?
Yeah. I mean, we had a lot of great stories. So how our show is structured, it's the episode 1 is the women's team, the episode 2 is the men's team, and the episode 3 is the men and women's team at World Championships in Lake Placid, New York, right? So we did women, men, Lake Placid, New York for World Championships, which is exciting. And the one story that sticks out in my mind in particular is a guy, Davison Boca de Souza, so they call him Boca. So he had a really horrific injury on the bobsleigh track that is documented in our show. And I don't want to give too much away, but he had a pretty incredible redemption story. I mean, like he had and I want people to watch the show, but we're talking like a really terrible injury, and we captured the whhole thing. And
the injury on camera.
The injury's on camera, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's on camera. It's in the show, and what he was able to do after is pretty incredible, you know. And it's too bad we could have, you know, the show could have used a couple more episodes. We kind of ran out of money. It was incredibly funding. It was incredibly challenging funding scenario, you know, on the show. I mean, we funded the show first before CBC got involved. So it was a challenge, but we got it done. You know, we're very excited, and yeah.
I foresee more episodes coming through.
I'd love to do some
You guys
more.
have put a lot of heart into this, and I think a lot of Canadians will be excited to watch this.
Yeah.
I want to talk a bit about you and what you've done, because this is not your first show.
No.
We're here in your office. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
We're looking at these gorgeous mountains.
Yeah.
You know, days like today make you go like, my goodness, I'm so grateful we call Vancouver home.
Yeah.
Tyson Media is a Vancouver-based company. How did being rooted here shape how you tell stories through your many shows? Because this is not your only show. You have this
Rust Valley.
Yeah,
I'm seeing those guys tonight, actually. So that was, I mean, that was our biggest show, you know, by far was Rust Valley Restorers. So that was shot in the Okanagan, you know. But we filmed shows all over the world, you know. So Rust Valley Restorers was one of the big ones we did. Another big one we did was Coldwater Cowboys, a big fishing show we did. You know, we'll call it the trifecta. It was like our fishing show we did in Newfoundland was pretty exciting. And then we did Rust Valley Restorers, which is our car show, automotive show. It's huge on Netflix. And now this one, Redemption Run, I would consider those my three biggest ones. But we also had some other ones along the way. When we shot a pretty interesting show here in Vancouver, Pets and Pickers. It was an animal hospital show. Yeah, so we love
Crave?
Animals. Yeah, it's on Crave. Yeah. We did 2 animal shows actually on Crave. So we got another one coming out now. And animal hospital productions seem to be a sweet spot. For the last 5 years, we've been doing tons of animal shows.
I'm so in for that because I have 2 fur babies.
Yes.
And, you know, one of them got spayed yesterday. So we're in the nursing phase right now.
Oh, my gosh. That's the time.
So I'm all about more content with fur babies.
Yeah.
This show, On Location Vancouver, we have folks, you know, who have production companies, then we have folks who just do Instagram, and then folks who are super beginners. I would love to hear from someone like you, you know, what advice you would give to like aspiring creator, which could be just something that you're doing online, or someone who wants to create shows like what you're creating.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, let's back up a little bit. Like, how did you get started? And then I'd like to hear what advice you'd like to give to creators out there. Yeah,
that's a good question. So the cool thing about my career is, it was crazy. So 2010 Olympics was kind of the restart of my career, you know. I had done a little bit of work previous to that, but not that much. And I went back to school. So I kind of like, finished my degree in film. I'd done some work on a couple shows previous to that, 2007, almost like 20 years ago. Wow. But I hadn't really done much, right? So my real career, I would say, kind of kicked off in 2010. And the interesting thing was, so I had a job actually through a friend getting an opportunity to film the Olympics, right? I was one of the like assistant camera guys, which would have been super fun. But as it turned out, that job kind of fell through. So that job fell through. So all of a sudden I wasn't filming the Olympics. And then I found out that this really interesting pyrotechnic fireworks crew was coming to Vancouver, and they were doing all the fireworks shows throughout were you there for 2010? Or
I was here for 2010, but I was not as involved like I am right now.
But do you know the fireworks show on the barge behind Yaletown? They had the fireworks show almost every night for like 2 weeks.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw that or not.
Yeah,
but
I also saw like the very end. Yes. Yeah. I was living downtown.
Yeah. Oh, you were. Yeah. So I was on that barge filming. Mm-hmm. So they're like, I was like, hey, can we film you guys? I lost my job. I have this camera equipment. I had another guy that wasn't his job had fallen through. So let's film this crazy thing. And so we filmed the fireworks show on this barge. It was wild. It was fun. It was crazy. And I turned it into a little 5-minute reel. And then we ended up selling that to a production company in town at the time. And they sold the show to what was Discovery Channel at the time, which is huge. And then it ended up being a show called Pyros, right? Okay. Yeah. So that was the start. That kicked it off for me, right? So it was pretty cool. I mean, these days with the proliferation of YouTube, I would say the creator economy, that's probably a better way. You can just load stuff up yourself and make it big on YouTube without having at least starting there, right? You know, I mean, and the industry keeps shifting in so many different ways. I don't know where it's going to land.
Now, from camera and producing to like filming something during the Olympics to starting Tyson Media, what was that jump like? Because obviously, you know, we're sitting here in front of your awards, like all the shows, like there's all this work, you know, I'm seeing, like, it's really inspiring to see, like, even.
Oh yeah, we got lots of projects. Yeah.
I know, I love that.
Can't show that on camera.
You know, we're not going to show it on camera, but for someone like me producing stuff, like, it's great to see how someone's mind works. And you're not just creating shows, you're selling them, you're getting them on networks, and it's not just one, but you're also helping other folks. Like, you have people, like, hiring folks.
Here. Yeah.
You know, so tell me, how you went from like just this to now Tyson Media, and how the growth happened.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's great. So we started with that original Olympic project in 2010, the Pyros, the fireworks techno fireworks guys. That was a show that we sold to another company. And then I worked with Academy Award nominated producer David Paperny. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he had Paperny films and TV for a long time. And we partnered with him, and we made some of our biggest hits with that production company, you know?
One of my friends worked for Paperny.
Okay, nice. Yeah, great. So we did a few shows with him, most notable being our Newfoundland fishing show. Had a great time with him, you know? He's an incredible guy, and we made some really good TV with him. And then after that, I partnered another producer actually in town, and we formed Mayhem Entertainment. Mayhem Entertainment made our show Rust Valley Restorers, right? And that was the biggest hit of all time.
Thank you so much. I know you're really busy.
No,
I know the show is launching. The athletes got announced today. So much is going on. So I'm so grateful we're able to sit down and have this conversation.
Yeah, thank you.
For anyone out there, what would you like to share with folks about Redemption Run and why they should not miss it?
Yeah, I mean, if you like the Olympics, if you're into winter sports, check out Redemption Run. It's streaming now. It's on the platform, and it's streaming for free. So you can literally go on, sign up for an account on CBC Gym, and watch the whole series for free if you're in Canada. So check it out. Or main channel, February 1st, streaming all the way through the Olympics.
Incredible. Well, I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Tyson.
Thank you so much.
Looking forward to seeing you in Milan.
Yes,
Milano.
let's go.
Yes. Go Team Canada. You know, that's why I'm wearing my Team Canada sweater.
Yeah.
What an inspiring conversation. I'm truly grateful to Tyson Hepburn for joining us today, and to everyone behind Canadian Bobsleigh Team, on the track and behind the camera. Until next time, I'm Zara Durrani, and this is On Location Vancouver, brought to you with the support of TELUS STORYHIVE. We'll see you soon. Thank you for joining us for this episode of On Location Vancouver. If you would like to be a guest on the show, please scan the QR code and someone from our team will be in touch. We'll see you soon.